Well, we first rolled out the welcome mat for our next guest. It's about 5.5 years ago, I think, and he's joined us dozens of times over the last 5.5 years.
Peter Fink carves out time from running certified transmission to answer our viewers' questions, and we've got 3 more lined up today.
Good morning, Peter. How was your weekend?
Well, it was great.
Beautiful.
I mean, you know, beautiful weekend and everything. I was looking forward to the red carpet. Where's the red carpet here?
No, we roll out the welcome mat here, not the red carpet.
I got it.
We're a little more casual.
I'll accept that. Okay.
Yeah. Let's get to this first question because it comes from Mark. And Mark writes, my wife's 2014 Dodge Journey shifts into gear rough after it's first started up. It's fine the rest of the time. Is that normal, or are we looking at a transmission issue?
Well, I doubt that it's going to be normal because I doubt that he would be making a comment about it if it's always done it since day one, okay, or something like this. So I would have to say most likely it's not normal. I'm going to take a couple assumptions here that the check engine light's on, not on, or anything like that, okay? Otherwise he would probably be asking that question. With that being said, the reason it's probably going into gear hard is the engine idle is probably a little faster than normal, okay? If it's going to be faster than normal, you're going to have more pressure in the transmission. You put it in gear, guess what? It's going to lock up that torque converter much harder, faster, and it's going to clunk, okay?
So it's like gently stepping on the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's like a little bit adding to the gas, okay?
Right?
The idle's a little bit higher. So I suspect something's not running quite right on the engine. That's usually what it is when you have an initial hard engagement that just all of a sudden happens, okay? First thing I would do is get it to a shop, have them pull to see if there's any codes, because there can be codes in the computer without your check engine light on, okay? The check engine light only comes on for emission-related stuff, not necessarily for every kind of problem in a car, okay? Second, if there's codes, you got to fix it, and then it'll probably take care of it. Second, do an update to the computer. Chances are in 04, if you haven't done that, just like your home computer, you got to do updates. Unfortunately, it's not free. You got to go through a shop, and they have to reprogram it. It's usually around $120.
Do you do that at Certified?
We do that at Certified,
do,
okay? And it don't matter. We update all the computers, not just the transmission one, but the engine one and all the other modules also. When you hook it up, you check on the website to see which ones are not updated, and then we can update all of them. And it's a one-time charge to do all of them. Okay, and stuff. I would start there. If it isn't that, then get it to one of our stores. We'll have to check it and see, okay? Sometimes we've seen bad mounts cause the same problem because now the motor and tranny are rocking, and as you get 100,000 miles and oil gets on them, they get old, okay? Like me, I get old and don't move as quite as good, okay, or whatever and stuff, but regardless, okay? I mean, we got a lot of things to look at before it says it's a transmission. I think that would be the last thing to worry about as far as that it really needs a transmission replacement.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we'll go to our next question. This one is from Nancy. She says, I know there are things to do to take a car from warmer weather to winter driving. You'll see in a minute, I promise. Any maintenance that should be done now as the weather is getting warmer? And again, that one from Nancy.
Okay, great question. Truthfully, in the old days, we did a lot of things on our cars to get them ready for winter and or summer. Today's cars, you really don't have to. If you are doing your normal PMs or your 30,000, 15,000, 45,000 mile maintenances, it usually takes care of it. The only thing that sometimes some people or shops do is they might use a different oil from winter to summer. Now, again, you're going to need to check. You need to check your owner's manual to see if it does that, and you got to check with your shop that's actually putting your oil in. Other than that, I mean, if you haven't had the radiator prepared, okay, or flushed, okay, that's something you want to make sure it's going to be coming. The other thing is, believe it or not, kind of a good idea to get a jump on the air conditioner. Make sure your air conditioner is working, because you know what? As soon as that first hot day comes, every shop's booked up for 2 weeks, okay, and stuff. So if you can do that here in the month of March, you can get in, get it taken care of ahead of time, okay? But other than that, if you're doing your regular maintenance, there really is not much you have to do to today's cars, okay?
Gotcha. Okay, let's get to this last question. This last question, comes from Dave, and Dave says, I can feel a vibration while I'm driving. Underneath the seat of my 2004 RAV4, it can be felt on the passenger side as well. What part would that be, or just general age and wear?
Well, I wouldn't say it's general age and wear. It's not supposed to vibrate, okay? And if you, the general rule of thumb is if you can feel it in the steering wheel, it's something in the front suspension, okay? If you can feel it in the seat, okay, or on the floorboard or with your feet, and especially since you feel it on the passenger side, this is probably just a tire that's out of balance, okay? Or possibly a tire that the belt is separated, okay, and it's causing a vibration. It's usually the rear tires, okay? Usually if you feel it in the seat, okay, it's usually the rear tires. If you feel it in the steering wheel, it's the front tire. So I would say this one's probably going to be fairly easy. Get it to the tire store, have them check the balance, well, have them check the tires first, then do a balance. I'd probably bet 98% chance that that's going to fix the problem.
I had a
sounds
vibration issue over the winter. I got some snow packed into the wheel wells.
Without a
And
doubt.
getting
Well,
up
that's
to
the
about
same
50 or
thing.
60,
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's incredible. Snow getting in a wheel packed in, and I mean, it'll vibrate to beat all kind of heck, okay?
Oh, it will,
You know,
yeah.
and stuff,
The
you know what I mean?
seats were shaking.
Oh,
the
yeah.
steering wheel was
Oh, yeah.
shaking.
Yeah, I've
My
seen it.
cheeks were
I've
bouncing
seen it.
around.
I just like Peter's description. It's going to vibrate to all kinds of heck. We've got 5 area locations for certified transmission. So it sounds like maybe one viewer, a couple viewers might be able to use your help today. If you feel like you're in that boat and you'd like to make appointments, you can do it online. Find the location nearest you at certifiedtransmission.com, and then, of course, connect with them on Facebook. See what they're doing in the community. Thank you, Peter.
All right, thank you, Peter.
Great
Good to see ya.
questions.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Have a good week.
All right.
And your